This question is asking us to find the variance, the mean, and the standard deviation using an assumed mean of 25.5. So we have created a vertical table that comprises of the max and the frequency. So we have also introduced other columns like midpoint, a variable t, which is given by the midpoint minus the assumed mean, and a variable ft and ft squared. So f in this case is the frequency or the number of candidates. So midpoint, how do you get the midpoint? That's the first place that we need to, the first column that we need to fill. The midpoint is we add the class intervals and divide by 2. That is 1 plus 10 divided by 2. That is 5.5. 11 plus 20 divided by 2. 31 divided by 2 is 15.5. 21 plus 30 divided by 2 is 25.5. 31 plus 40 divided by 2 is 35.5. Also, 41 plus 50 divided by 2 is 45.5. Now, when you come to the third column, we are supposed to take x, which is the midpoint, minus the assumed mean given by the question. So A is assumed mean in this case, which is 25.5. So for the first box, 5.5 minus 25.5, that's negative 20. 15.5 minus 25.5, that's negative 10. 25.5 minus 25.5, that is 0. That 5.5 minus 25.5, that is 10. And 45.5 minus 25.5, that is 20. So that's like the fifth column, ft. The column ft, we are supposed to multiply the frequency f times the t, the value of t. So the first value of t is negative 20 times 5, that's negative 100. Negative 10 times 13, negative 130. 0 times 32, 0. 10 times 27, 270. 20 times 3 is 60. Okay, we are through with that. Now we proceed to the last column. The last column is ft squared, which means we square t first and then multiply the frequency. So the first value of t is negative 20. If you square negative 20, that's 400 times 5, that's 2000. If you square negative 10, that's 100 times 13, that's 1300. If you square 0, that is 0 multiplied by 32, that is 0. If you square 10, that's 100 times 27, that is 2700. If you square 20, that's 400 times 3, that's 1200. Now we are supposed to find the summation or the total of column of frequency, which is the same as adding 5 plus 13 plus 32 plus 27 plus 3, that is 80. Also the summation of ft, which is the same as negative 100 plus negative 130 plus 0 plus 270 plus 60, that is 102. Also we need to get the summation of ft squared, which is 2000 plus 1300 plus 0 plus 2700 plus 1200, that is 7200 when you add them together using the calculator. So the first thing is we need to get the mean of, so for us to get the mean of x is equal to the assumed mean a plus the mean of t. The mean of t, the formula is summation of ft divided by summation of f. So that is the summation of ft is 100 divided by the summation of f is 80, that's equivalent to 1.25. So we need to get the mean of x now. The mean of x is a plus the mean of t, which is 1.25. So a is the assumed mean, which is 25.5 plus 1.25, that is the same as 26.75. The next question is getting the variance. Now the formula for finding the variance is summation of ft squared divided by the summation of f minus the mean of t squared. Now why are we not using the mean of x? Because here is t, so we cannot use here x and at the same time use here t. So we are supposed to be consistent in the variables. We should use x here, then we can use 26.75, which is the mean of x here. We have used here t, therefore we should also use the mean of t here. This implies what? 7200 divided by 80 minus 1.25 squared, and this is the same as 90 minus 1.5625. So the answer to four significant figure 88.44. The last question is the standard deviation. The standard deviation SD is always the square root of the variance. So the standard deviation equals to the square root of 88.44, 9.404.